see chibi characters versus Uwabami, a character
Yeah.
who we don't get to see very often, but she has a lot of really cool tricks, and I genuinely no idea what she got. I guess she got all of Moonfish's support with set 4, but I don't even know what symbol she's playing off of. Looks like
Looks
it
like
might be
this
Earth.
is yeah, this is gonna be an Earth Uwabami deck.
Mhm.
Immediately checking a bunch of
Oh,
Moonfish cards. I love
yep.
that.
Yep, yep, yep.
I love that for you,
Yep,
Keenan.
and yeah, getting his one diff in early, getting that burn online, right?
Yeah, I think the big scary thing too is that Uwabami's got some really cool new toys to play with in this new set. Earth was always kind of the board control. There it is, boys.
Mhm.
And given the fact that Midoriya was going first here, Uwabami appears to be up a game in this set.
Yep.
Oh my god! And the
Up a game and up 2 foundations with, 4 more unflipped cards than my opponent has. That's exactly where I wanna be going into game 2.
For real. So these are two relatively unknown characters, all things considered. But let's talk about Uwabami, Keenan,
Yeah.
because I think I would wager that a handful of people watching the stream right now have actually never read this character card.
Yeah, and it's been a while, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull her up real quick, but
Yeah,
just
this is the original 3 damage matters character. We're teasing more in the article. This is the OG right here with Uwabami, with a very interesting set of abilities that let her do a lot of card recursion, getting to pick up a 3 damage move from your discard pile every turn, and getting to pick up one of your blocks every single turn,
yeah.
going in with that guaranteed attack. Being able to recur things like breaker blocks is so powerful. Being able to essentially be a 7-hander, right? Like you just get
Kind
that
of an
free card.
8. She gets to get a free card back at the end of her turn and then another card during her turn, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
she's
She's like a 7 that gets to pick one of her 7 every turn, right?
yeah,
Like
that's
that is
pretty
so
crazy.
sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then she does just the best things to do in the entire world of the MHA CCG, which is reduce your difficulty curve,
Mhm.
and plus stats.
Yeah, she gets to cheat. She gets to play her last card on like a 0 if she decides to like wait to play the 3 diff, so or the 3 damage guy. So it's
Right.
I'm interested to see now. It looks like we've already got a fully stunned board on Uwabami's side. So Deku 3 has got her in a very vulnerable position with the Texas Smash follow up. This could get gross very quickly.
We're gonna start eating through that 25 health very, very fast. I mean, we've already started, right? Given the
Yeah.
half block on the opening back alley
Ooh.
haymaker, and you kind of have to choose to half block the back alley, right? Because like if
Yeah.
you take it, you're gonna get stunned again when the second stun 2 move comes in from
Right.
Midoriya's response
And then you're not
because
blocking anything.
yeah, you really can't let yourself fall into that position. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to take some really huge damage here, and it looks like we're gonna be taking even more completely defenseless. This Texas Smash is gonna land for a massive chunk of damage, and
Yep.
then we've plus forward to the next.
Already
Keenan.
paid the cost. We're telegraphing, but it doesn't matter because there's nothing to defend us. It's rapid punches time, and that extra card draw on top of it is going to replenish the card we discarded a Texas Smash, and it looks like we may have already drawn a card off of the back alley too.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we
Yeah,
did,
because
we did, yeah,
we still only have our 4 foundations, which might I add, the checks have been rolling in beautifully for that.
yeah,
If he actually just has another attack here that he can slam, it's actually curtains out. It's completely curtains out.
yeah. I mean, as long as it's like 5 damage or it's maybe another Texas Smash.
Maybe, or if we check well and we keep our character up, we can give anything 3 damage. But it looks like those are the breaks. But man, what 19 damage to 6 health to our 28? Not a bad place for Midoriya to start here.
Yeah, if I'm Uwabami, I'm already feeling like we're going to a game 3. Like I'm interested to see what the kind of backswing, but you got Deku with 2 cards in hand, 6 potential ready foundations with male bonding, along with the high value target. Like he's got the defenses in place. It's going to be a tough nut to crack. And now he's just got to stabilize.
Yeah, stabilization is going to be the name of the game here. We have to build up enough stage where we don't just get super punished by stun 2 into stun 2 from here on out like crazy. But Uwabami's got some really good stabilization moves. This is an Earth symbol mirror match, right? So there's going to be a lot of stabilizing no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any attack better at doing that than coming in on both sides of the turn cycle. The almighty back alley haymaker, man.
Back alley haymaker, more like back alley playmaker if we saw that last turn. But I think this turn, what it's going to function as is a free foundation in the stage, and then a free, hopefully 3 damage attack coming out of the discard pile to really give us a way to fend off Deku next turn. After that, if I'm Uwabami, I am trying to build my heart out until I have, I can pass with 4 in hand and just hope that Deku doesn't find that backswing.
Yeah, I mean, back alley playmaker, back alley slaymaker, cracked alley haymaker. I mean, this one's got way more nicknames than any card should have. He's gonna be pulling a lot of weight right here.
Uwabami's enhance. It looks like this is not the last attack for the rest of the turn. It looks like Uwabami has some more plans. So I am interested to see, like, did Uwabami actually just draw 5 attacks and is ready to just dump the hand and take Deku out?
It's certainly not impossible. We've got some very, very menial offense on our board. So the full chunk of health here, the full 1-turn kill shot feels a little tough, but I don't know. Uwabami might be able to pull it out.
If she can keep removing cards out of her discard pile, her difficulty curve is going to be low for the whole turn. And there's the Texas Smash. So we're seeing 2 identical back-to-back turns so far. But Uwabami is playing everything on -1 difficulty and +1 damage. So, who's to say?
Yeah, it certainly feels nice to play Texas as an actual 4-diff move, and it gets a little bit of extra damage on top. It feels so fantastic for Uwabami. Texas Smash Uwabami was kind of like the first thing that everyone said when they saw the character, and then they were like, picking up Texas Smashes is really good. It's not enough to justify playing this character. But she's got some new stuff. We're seeing the muscle rushes in this Uwabami deck. That is way too cool. Being able to pick up muscle rush. Yeah, pick up muscle rush for a guaranteed 1 damage and guaranteed 1 momentum every turn. Mix in some momentum out so we can keep getting it back in the discard pile and keep picking it up. It's a lot of really, really, really efficient plays. Or you also just block with it, draw a card, and then Uwabami respond and grab it right back.
Suddenly you're almost a 10-hander. Like, that card, it's just going to increase her defensive capabilities so much. But I think if I'm Uwabami here, I am praying that I check a 3 on this next move, and that's a Texas Smash, and that I can just up and win the game.
That certainly would be a start to winning the game.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're going to get some card draw coming in off of our coping with number 1. We've +4 to the next and used Uwabami. So our next one is coming in with -1 difficulty and +5 if it's a 3 damage move. And at the same time, even if it's not a 3 damage move, Uwabami stacks. Uwabami stacks.
And we just got a back alley out of the hand of a Deku 3, and Deku has 3 momentum. Like, next turn, that was curtains. So Deku is scared. Like, if you're in Deku's position, I'm gonna hold that back alley haymaker as long as I can. But Deku obviously senses a threat, so he's going to take away what is ostensibly a full kill card right now, just to make sure that he doesn't take the 8 damage off of the Texas Smash. And that's telling.
We did quite just literally block with our win button. But man, Uwabami's not stopping. Uwabami's not stopping anytime soon. Full power clash is coming in with all of these stats. We do check well on it, and our difficulties reduced, but the power of Midoriya 3 coming in to still pressure our resources, blocking with, what is the only thing that back alley haymaker doesn't do? Breaker 2.
And I'm sorry, do we have 2 or 3 copies of Interview with Best Jeanist down? Because I think I see 3, and that's plus a lot of stats.
Yeah, we do have 3 because we built the 2 on our opening turn, and then our back alley this turn built in 1 more. So we are going to get a nice little +3/+3 casually. This is now a 7 mid for 11.
Ooh, I would not want to be in Deku's position right now. So, were we just talking about how, Uwabami was about to lose the game, and now I don't know if I'm that confident in Deku's chances anymore.
If we get this block off on a 10, we need to check a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. High value target is 2 foundations.
High value target is 2 foundations.
High value target is 2 foundations.
And we get the breaker. All Deku needs to see is 1 back alley haymaker, and this game is over next turn.
Just barely squeaking by on that block and getting the breaker off. There's no shot that we can die this turn now. Uwabami has to pivot, and this is a hard pivot. This is a really, really hard pivot. We are
3 cards in hand or 2 cards in hand. I think it's 2, and that's not where you want to be right now.
No, that is not the optimal position, man.
Oh my god, we're still going in.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
this is a sellout. So now Uwabami has fully accepted. We lose next turn if Deku draws like a attack, a
Yeah.
single attack. Game is over. We're just going to try to get what we can in because even with that card in hand and with those foundations ready, he said, "I'm not going to be able to survive this next turn," and that's
Yeah, I mean,
totally fair.
stun 2 is gonna come in on any move, right? And
Hmm.
we're gonna be defenseless no matter what, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
think I think especially being up a game, right?
mhm,
This makes sense. This makes
yep.
sense.
And there have been six foundations do sometimes just find their way into a little clump and end up on the top of your deck. So it's always an opportunity to sell out for it. And you got to pick up a block. It looks like.
Yeah, yeah, certainly not a, I mean, again, I think with it's become pretty clear at this point in the turn that Uwabami is certainly just working with whatever she has. This
Yeah.
is kind of just making them the best of a bad scenario right now,
Hmm.
and just hard fingers crossed for a brick
Yeah.
From Deku's turn.
All you can ask for. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just sometimes the hands that you find yourself with.
that's right. Well, now the stun comes with a free foundation, so I suppose one attack might not get there. Luckily, they didn't take Deku below 10, so the Endeavor 05 in his staging area isn't going to get turned on to give extra speed. But it looks like he does have a. Is that a snack time over there?
Do have a
Yeah,
snack time.
yeah.
Oh
There's.
no, not
Oh
the
yeah, that's game
seizing
over. That's
into back
absolute game
alley.
over.
Season into back alley.
Oh yeah. All right.
Oh my
Game 3.
god.
Well, this was fun.
Oh,
we
oh,
we got to
Keenan.
back
You're
alley's a
so
really good card, and the person who played the most back alleys gets to win this one. I'm gonna give it to them. That's fair.
that they yep, they earned it. They earned it. They did draw those back alley
Fully
haymakers.
earned.
This is gonna
Absolutely.
be a six speed back alley.
Oh, however much you
We
want
can
it to be back alley, right? We got
EX
3
for another
momentum.
six.
We got damage on Deku, right? He can probably still draw his cards with his once per game. Like there is, we got options here. This game is over.
Yeah, this is gonna be a 12 speed back alley
Mhm.
for just massive. Yeah, it is there's and the 1/1 puts it at exactly lethal. You love to see it.
You love to see it, and
You
yeah,
love to
just
see it.
pay all that momentum. Uwabami is not playing Plus Ultra. I haven't looked at the deck list, but I can guarantee you she's not playing Plus Ultra.
I don't want to spoil it for everyone at home, but yeah, there ain't no plus ultra at work here. That is going to be a real swift wrap up game for Midoriya 3, meaning we get to head into the almighty game 3, Keenan.
And I think this is kind of indicative of the Earth versus Earth matchup. Earth has a really potent offense with back alley, one with nature, Texas Smash, all this crazy damage, crazy like high statted speed moves. But Earth's defense leaves a lot to be desired. And we saw some of the best defense pieces out there. We had a You're So Obvious on board, we had the Akampi fixed, and none of it meant anything, right? So like at the end of the day, the dice roll in this matchup is a very powerful advantage. And so I am curious if Uwabami won the dice roll to start the match off. But yeah, I think that may be that may be painting the direction these games are going to go.
It certainly can be an almighty equalizer, right? It says something too about the way that like Midoriya 3 scales as a character,
Yep.
because stun 2 is something that gets worse as the game goes on,
Hmm.
right? When
Yeah.
I'm throwing out a free stun 2 on turn 2 and it's going to commit a third or like even half of your board, 7 turns from now when we're in Gray Wars and my character's primary value is still I get to stun 2,
Right.
that who wants to wrap up these games early. He wants to
Right.
go in hard and he wants to go in fast.
Right. Or get some good deadlock threats in there. Like we saw snack time. He can what if his opponent decides to go crazy with the build out, he can kind of mitigate the weakness of the stun 2 over time with a little bit of extra draw power. But if he's got anything else in there, like a pull no punches or something like that, I mean, he definitely has the power to go to the distance, but early is when he is shining the brightest, for sure.
Yeah, man, this Midoriya 3 list is really interesting. It's got 5 non-spams in it, Keenan. This man's here to build.
Oh, well, alrighty then.
We
That's
got
pretty
31 spams and then 5 2 diffs. We're just here to build.
good. Does he
We
play
are-
one checks or something? Like
No,
that's crazy.
not even 2 checks. In fact, the bad checks are on the other side of the table because Uwabami is rocking Flashfire Fist in their deck.
Ooh,
I mean, it makes
interesting.
sense, right? Discard the top 4, then discard the top 2. We
Yeah,
milled 6
fill
to
that
look.
discard pile up.
Yeah,
Get you your
we're
3
here
damage
for our
attacks.
3 damage moves. That's
That's
super
right.
cool. This is some very, very interesting innovation. I recently did a build a deck with one of my patrons for a Chaos Uwabami, and like in the middle of the build a deck, I was like, "Yo, hold up, League Interview is cranked for us.
Yeah.
It fills our toolbox."
And Levi, I just wanted to point out, I know I said that Uwabami could have an advantage going into this match, but I'm looking at the board state and it doesn't look like anything of the sort. We've got effectively 7 foundations on Midoriya's side of the field if he just sinks 1 attack, and Uwabami has to attack to make her character do anything. So this is going to just be like potentially 8 foundations on turn 2. This is crazy.
Yeah, and man, on the top of that 3 check as
Oh
well,
yeah,
we're gonna have
brutal.
to. Yeah, wait, we're gonna have to commit. We committed 3 cards for that.
We did commit 3 cards for that, and I don't know why.
I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm porting in. I'm porting in.
Okay.
Is there a reason that 3 cards got committed for the back alley? I'm sorry, what was that? There is. I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. For context, good people at home, I asked what the reason was, and I was told there is, and it's that I can't count. You heard it here first, folks, guys.
Universus players actually being famous for their lack of ability to count, me included. I absolutely identify with that. So.
Hey, at least Mr. Andrew Higgins is honest with us. At least he's
Hey,
honest with us.
you know, and his honesty netted him a foundation, so that's a win for everybody involved, I think.
It did. And man, speaking of netting foundations, man,
Uh-oh.
we didn't even stun 2 because we know that
Yeah.
we're about to give our rival 2 foundations. We can't give them a 3rd for free.
Yeah, so this is the interesting part about running all spams. It turns out the spams in Earth are just all really good. So if I want to have what is essentially a 2 turns of build by my second turn, and then get to attack, I'm gonna play as many copies of manly whatever the 1/5 as I possibly can, and just the Senior doesn't do anything but pass checks, but that's all it needs to do.
Yeah, I think I mean our saving grace, right, is that as much as Midoriya's gonna get to like commit the heck out of our board as Uwabami, like
Mhm.
he's not like Midoriya 2 or something, or Midoriya 1 where anything becomes this,
Right.
these big shots. We do have to definitely like we do have to like draw double Texas smash,
Yeah.
And wow, this is a very, very wide build from Uwabami. I mean, this is the power, right, of playing back alley haymaker and then picking up a free card on your 6-hander. We get to do a whole lot of building.
Oh yeah, if I'm Uwabami there, I just wish to God that one of those was in It Can't Be Fixed. One of those 0 diffs. Those are just into a 7 foundation Deku, who's of course drew his back alley. Because why wouldn't you draw back alley on turn 2 in
No
this
reason not
matchup?
to.
Yeah, right. It's just I would much rather have some kind of defense against all that stun.
Yeah, it's certainly gonna be weighing him down. We're not even seeing anything like maybe like a somewhat style, right?
Oh yeah.
There's just anything to save us from the relentless stun onslaught that's gonna be coming in through Midoriya's turns, especially as he just continues to ramp and ramp and ramp.
It's so what? He's at 8 foundations now. Is that right?
That's
And
correct.
and he went second.
Yep, that's correct. We have completely
Must be
evened up.
nice.
Yep. Went second, and the builds have evened up, and he would be ahead. The only reason he's not ahead, Keenan, is because his rival is also playing the Earth symbol.
That's fair, but I think genuinely, if I'm him, it sort of almost feels like I went first.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. You get to even up the builds, and you're on the aggression right now. Yes, it does. It does feel like Midoriya went first here, and
Okay.
oh man, this hardened jab is going to be so darn pesky.
Yeah, how many high blocks did our opponent, or how many mid blocks did our opponent keep? Because if I'm the opponent, I'm holding a high block for the Texas Smash because so far it's the only turn 2 I know. And in this case, throwing a second mid, I mean, I feel like that's probably dealing damage.
Right, that is kind of like the rules against the punch package, right? You get to hold the mid block and then 2 high blocks. You mid block whatever one you feel like, and then you got to be ready for Texas.
Yes. And if it's Texas, and you held the high block, you might still be dead.
You might still be dead, right? Because then you block both Texas, and then the +4 to the next on the second one nukes you from orbit.
Right, or they just stun you out, and then you get one with nature to death. But in this case, we're not worrying about that. It looks like, I mean, most of the board is committed, but Uwabami still has some outs here. The You're So Obvious is such a huge card to have in this situation, just preventing like a Texas dunk. Just I'll take 3 from a Texas all day, personally.
Yeah, it definitely lets it lets Uwabami sell out to block a lot more, right, than she
Mhm.
otherwise would have,
Yeah.
which feels really really good. It looks like, oh my god, is that a snack time usage? That is a very
Hmm.
very aggressive snack time usage.
Yeah, that just tells us that we've got a lot more text coming from the Midoriya player, and another snack time usage almost guaranteed, right? Like, just get that stun off, then you
Maybe
can get
it
your
could.
Texas as high as you want it to go.
Yeah, I think it's also a principle of math as well, right? Because that was a 4-speed hardened jab. After the stun
Hmm.
one comes in, a block would be a 4-5-6, meaning Uwabami couldn't check bat on that block anymore if we had a +1 mid block. Uh,
Hmm.
but wow. Let me
Yeah.
stop being a math nerd because this is some crazy plays going on
You
right
want
now.
numbers? We got numbers, Levi. We got.
Do you
Oh
think that
God.
we randomly built that season with a male bonding and the jab picked it up and that's why it's coming in so late in the chain?
That seems very reasonable. I
That's
think
heinous.
that's definitely exactly what happened here. But yeah, that's just going to be what, a free 5 damage, is it? And then
And
a
we draw?
draw
Oh my
and a draw.
goodness,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Earth at
pretty
its
good.
finest. And now we have 9 foundations.
Yeah, and we still have what, 6 up. Like, this is, we can just build out here and be totally fine. Like,
Yep.
good luck breaking the armor, Uwabami. We got the earth, the mountain has been built, and you've got to swing into this fortress. Ooh, but we do get our Texas Smash back, and that's kind
We
of
do get
nice.
our Texas Smash back, and then if we get to pick up one more, I'm not sure. I don't remember if we checked another one or not yet. But being able
Hmm.
to go into, man, that is a lot of power with this Uwabami deck. Being able to go into every turn with Texas, that's pretty darn good, man.
That is pretty good. Let's see. So one of the things about running all spams is that your defense is even more suspect than Earth's defense normally is. So not seeing any kind of You're So Obvious on the board. I mean, those Texases are all very live and dangerous in this matchup.
Yeah, and with only 2 cards in hand, we're gonna have to be super duper careful about where we block here. But I think that
Hmm.
Uwabami is gonna have to be even more careful about how she attacks here.
Yeah. Yeah, I already do see what I think 2 saving Baka goes down. So if we see that Deku 4 diff that's getting damage and speed for the number of a specific foundation your staging area, like, that's a really great start for Uwabami. Let's see. And Deku is
I'm
already.
ready to see some full power clash action.
Yeah, yeah. And Deku's already taken some damage, so just like being a little bit softened up here is kind of important if Uwabami's really going to go for a kill. I think that Deku's offense is just more potent than Uwabami's because of that extra stun and then that 2 momentum advantage, allowing him to just make a back alley hit, which would, like, I mean, it's near lethal on this at this point.
It's just so much
Yeah.
stun two times when we're always drawing back alley. It's just so much stun. It's a lot of pressure on Uwabami's board, and like
Hmm.
that's the only way that the Earth symbol blocks, right? Is
Hmm.
just straight up with its board. It doesn't have any of these crazy daisy tricks left and right. The craziest thing going on defensively right now on these boards is
High value
Deku's
target.
yeah, Deku's 7 ready foundations are actually 8. That's the
Yep.
craziest thing going on right now.
Yep. And stun is a little bit is a little inconvenient to activate on against Deku.
Yeah, it's a little suspicious, I'll say for sure.
So the nice part about this leadoff here is just being able to turn on Endeavor's 2/5 draw card if damage has occurred. So Uwabami's going to get a little bit extra hand size if she wants. But I am interested to see. So it looks like no block came down. We've got 19 life, and Uwabami didn't remove anything. So I have a feeling this is a poke build turn.
Yeah. Yeah, if we have like another attack, there's maybe a world where we play it just to activate the coping with number 1 draw. If it
Yep.
was another throw, we would definitely do it. But it looks like we're just going to be doing a little bit of timid building from here. And
Yeah.
man, the fact that we built our 1 and now we're like hard in the tank about where to go from after,
Yeah.
the fear being prospected right now from
Why are none of
Uwabami's side of the table.
why are none of these cards defensive pieces? Why are they all offensive? Like, how am I supposed to survive a turn where Deku throws gets his back alley and 2 Texas smashes out? What world does that exist in? And the only world it can exist in is a world where Uwabami's got 5 cards in hand.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? Because we sat there and we were like, man, I really want to build more than one so I can actually block all of
Yeah.
Midoriya's attacks. But if I don't hold like double high block, mid block, and then like some fail safe, I don't feel like I have the ability to survive the turn.
And I don't feel like you have the ability to
Oh
pass
my
those blocks, but
goodness.
back
We're
alley is just a constant. It is the one truth in this match is that back alley will be played.
if you draw it, it will stun.
The law of back alley is in full force here.
Let's see. We've
Uh,
got how many ready foundations?
Not enough. I'm gonna call it here. I think this is the turn. Like, but for some sort of tragedy happening, I think Uwabami is on the back foot pretty hard throughout this turn.
Yeah, I think so too. We've gotten back alley stun 2 coming in.
Mhm.
We can really sell. Looks like we're gonna EX this once, give it just a little extra pressure. In
Was that an
that regard.
EX or a snack time? I think he just snack timed and discarded a
No,
seizing the advantage.
did I thought we had 3 momentum? No, that was
No,
last game. That
that
was
was last
last
game.
game.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
That
right.
was it. He just discarded a seizing off of snack. Seizing is not a good enough card in this matchup, Levi. You're dead.
That's well,
Uwabami is
well.
done.
I mean, there's 2 saving Bakugo on the board.
That's
We're
true.
not really allowed to play that card. It doesn't have text anymore.
Nah, you can let him draw as many cards as you want. He's not blocking anything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with this board, the back end is coming in. We're actually blocking this after the EX comes in like crazy.
Hmm.
That's
Well,
pretty scary.
yeah, I'd be a little critical of that choice. What is that? Only 5 damage? I mean, you're already at 14, but that doesn't kill you. Maybe he just felt like this would be the only. Oh, okay. He decided to fail the block, which is fine.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's correct. Unfortunately, now we lost our +1 mid. So if the
Right.
the hardened jabs or the valiant assaults, I'm sorry, the hardened jabs start rolling in, not the valiant assaults. That's one punch that the Earth symbol does not get. Can
Maybe
can you
the only
imagine?
punch that the Earth symbol doesn't get.
My God, can you imagine, man?
Yeah,
Can you imagine valiant assault in the snack time one with nature deck?
I don't want to imagine it.
I
I
know.
just don't.
No, it's bad enough you can already play like one of those individually, right?
Yeah,
You can play it with snack time on all, or you can play it on good with one with nature. But
right. You don't
I
want
can't let
both.
you have I can't let you have both. I
Remember
can't
when we
let you
had
do
like a lot of foundations, Levi, and we were like, we were poised to defend? What happened to that?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say we had a lot, but maybe that's because I just, constantly have the words stun 4 in my head.
That's fair.
because because our character has stun 2 and our back allies have stun 2,
Right,
which
and really
which
it's done 6 with double snack time activation in a row. Like, this
yeah,
is
especially as we keep hitting all these cards are drawing us cards. Ooh, we did hold the low for the rapid punches,
you're not
but another
passing.
three. Oh my
That
god, another
card that
three.
card doesn't kill us, it doesn't matter. It's okay. We just gotta hope Deku checks, like, 2 threes in a row and maybe a 4, and we can just survive it, so
We need someone to come put like some double front beatdowns in his deck. Oh my god, hard to chop on a 7.
yikes.
The monster.
Did we
What a
hold
beast.
2 low blocks, though? Did we really think
We
that there were gonna be
definitely
2
didn't
lows?
hold 2 low blocks. We
We're gonna
absolutely.
take half of this and discard a card because it's gonna be lethal.
Yep. Yep. And then we're just gonna die. Then
Yeah.
we're just gonna super die.
Deku definitely found all of his pieces this game, and Uwabot like that 5 build with the
The
two
male
build ones.
bondings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what can you really ask for there? That's just game.
Yeah, it kind of felt like things were locked, signed, and sealed. The moment that there was a window,
Mhm.
to where that all hope was not lost, and then
Yeah,
Uwabami built 3,
yeah,
and then the window was gone.
and if some of Uwabami's later builds were different cards, like maybe a different one diff that was a little bit more defensive, maybe there's
Oh
a
my
shot here.
god!
But
Three
yeah,
check.
that's nothing you can do there. Oh, and the
Wow.
threes.
Yep. Yep. The third 3 check comes in for the third attempt to block, and it's going to righteously fail. Man, we had some really cutthroat banger action out there for game 2, but it looked like game 3 the brakes just pumped when it came to Uwabami's end, and
Yep,
Midoriya could just not stop churning
absolutely
that
not.
game.
Yeah, he is a monster. It's the Earth symbol. It was a perfect Earth symbol showcase. Back Alley Haymaker did the most Back Alley Haymaker things on both sides of the table. And I'm glad Uwabami got to take down game 1, so we got to see 2 more full games. But that was it. It just seemed like there was really no helping her once Deku got that effective 7 build. on turn one. It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, Midoriya 3 again, another one of those characters kind of, kind of postured to be the, the new Earth symbol
Yep.
boogeyman. Regardless of what theories you might subscribe to there, he's definitely a menace to deal with, and Earth is just as strong as ever,
Hmm.
as I think both decks showed us in this
Yep.
matchup.
There was not a single one with nature played either game, and yet it still felt like it was all over the board, like it was just an unstoppable offense. So it's Earth's still there.
I can always feel its presence. I'm always one with nature, Keenan. I can never escape it.
Oh
But
no.
round one is coming to a close for these guys and for most of the players out there. So Keenan and I are going to take a short break and go and pick something out exciting to line up for y'all in round two. Don't go anywhere, heroes. We'll return shortly.
Bye.